Hey guys, how's it going? So, another week, another mobile suit, and this is the big week because this is the start of anniversary. And we already did the special update video. Yes, I am a bit late, but I got a new PC, and if the camera hopefully looks better now, we'll see if everything records well enough. I think it should be uploading in 1080p now on YouTube, but we'll see. Hopefully the file size isn't too big right now on this. But anyway, moving on into the notes here, we have the new Gundam. So new computer, new Gundam, new things. Let's see, we got 4-star. We talked about that in the other video. Turns out a decent amount of people got it without having to go all the way to step 7, but there was a lot of people that didn't get it after doing all 7, or well, till step 7. And I mean, it's kind of oof. I mean, we're looking at a 1.5% chance to get it, and 0.5 base. So when it is the banner, it gains that 1% bonus. And even though you have a 3 times chance at a 4-star, at best, it's probably just a 1.5, and then you get the 1% on top that it's going to be the new instead. I actually got mine out of a red crate. I think everything's still the same, so you're most likely to get it out of a gold crate probably. So there's a, like, gold crate guarantees at least a 3-star, and then you have a chance at the 4. I don't know how that's going to work and how much of a percentage increase that actually is going to work overall with it being a banner. We did look at the suit, I think. If not, we'll go ahead and play the video here again and just take a look at what it does as far as... Oh yeah, that's right. I'm pretty sure we already did. But here it is. The new, though, is awesome. I have to say, I am thoroughly impressed with how good it is. It has so much defense, so much survivability, especially when it pops into its psycho frame. You have the 3 to 4 shots before it stuns. We'll actually go over the percentages on the podcast later today. With the funnels, though, actually creating a shield doesn't seem to last too long. I'm curious to see if they actually buff how long that shield lasts. Yes, it blocks some things, but I don't know. Sometimes you get hit and it's like, I think it's actually, it might be good where it's at. I still haven't decided how I feel about the shield. Sometimes it's a lifesaver, and then sometimes it just doesn't seem like it does anything. Not sure exactly if it's more health based or stun based or what, because things that don't do a lot of damage seem to break it really quick. So I don't know if it's hit based or, yeah, it's kind of weird, because it seems like actually that's a pretty sizable difference. 30% increase in damage when you counter with the special counter as well is pretty huge. Getting that special counter not only looks awesome, but it does big damage, especially if you counter a raid. You just pretty much destroy them with about 5k or something. It is kind of gross. Other than that, you have the missiles in the shield, which stun very fast. They are awesome. The funnels themselves have a actual good stun rate for just firing on the sides. You combine that with the beam rifle, the missiles, and the funnels. Even the Vulcans can stun okay, but the main thing is the Vulcans actually do damage for once, so it's really cool. Then you have an instant stun out of the beam that is there in the middle of the shield as well. A little awkward firing the shield stuff because it's way on the left side, but I don't really care for. But overall, the suit is amazing. The shield does give you that survivability in those clutch moments if you use it right. I wish the ready up time, actually, I think is the big thing. The ready up time should be a lot more just done. Or they should just move it to the touchpad so you can pop it when it's up and it has like a cooldown or something. Maybe that's why it's on a button weapon instead of actually on the touchpad. But I really feel like they should try to change it somehow so it's easier to use, rather than swapping, having the ready up bar, and then you can shield yourself. Because then, by then, either it's too late, or if you use it before you go into combat, it just gets hit once or twice and it's gone. So that's kind of, I guess, my only complaint with the shield. But I have had some clutch moments, so I kind of have to take back it might be underpowered, because there has been some clutch overpowered moments with it. So yeah, over the course of just talking about it, I think it's pretty good as far as the show goes. But other than that, we have the, let's see, I think that's all the weapons. Yeah, new, awesome. I have 2 of the figures. Oh, bazooka, there we go. Good thing I grabbed this. The bazooka actually is probably the more consistent way to play it because it's an instant stun, of course, because it's bazooka, and it also has 2,900 damage, which is just crazy. The beam rifle, though, can hit for somewhere around 900 to 1,000 per shot, and it's a 3-round burst. Kind of like the Yogu Jaeger is pretty much the closest thing to it. So, overall, charge, it has a wide beam, too. I still don't think it pierces, but I thought it did there at the first glance, so still don't think it does, but I guess we will have all the stats on the wiki later today as well. There's the normal suit that we have, though. Oh, the melee, too. It has a weird swiping melee with its neutral, but downswing is kind of your usual big hit down. So nothing too crazy there, but damage is decently consistent. I mean, it's a general, very balanced. I put a lot of defensive parts on it. I have 41, 42, and 41 for defenses with 22,000 HP, and I survive for days, and I'm able to frontline and take care of anything that I need to take care of. Luckily, right now, there's no raids, so you're pretty much just fighting other news or an EXS every now and then. And when there is a raid, you get to bully, and they just drop in front of you in 2 seconds. Okay, there we go. I think that's enough about the new. I'm loving it. I'm really curious to see if Sazabi is overpowered compared to this. I'm just saying shotguns, like I love build-up staggers, but shotguns, whew, it's going to destroy raids. I don't know what they're going to do to help raids against the Sazabi. They're going to have to do something, or the Sazabi is just going to have that little bit of stagger threshold the shotgun can't do somehow, but we'll see how that works. Okay, moving on into the next thing. There is a bug going on right now when you focus fire. So when you charge it up, it'll show your bar. If it's yellow, that means you're going to overheat, and if it's blue, that means you're good. Well, right now, it's not showing the focused bar because sometimes if you shoot normally, it's like 50%, but if you focus, it'll go up to 80 or 90%. Right now, it's not showing that sometimes, so be aware of that. Make sure you know what rifle you're using, and it kind of sucks, but at first glance, you can't just know that you're not going to overheat right now. It doesn't always happen, but I think I've had this happen a couple of times where I was like, wait a minute, I thought what? But yeah, so moving on though into the rest of the patch notes, they got a new opening. So if you did at the beginning of the game, they had the opening up to a certain point. Now they added the new and the Sazabi and everything else. There's like a double Zeta going through town. It's on Ruin City. So it's really cool. I would play it. I mean, I guess I could play it here, but I got to turn the music off because this got hit from the stream, the live stream they did when we did the little mini podcast on that. Apparently that noise right there, the little thing, whatever that is, the alarm, was one of the problems with copyright or something. I don't know, maybe it's the crew in the background, but a lot of these noises, I guess the sound effects are the big deal here. So overall though, really cool cinematics. Like, I mean, we already saw this. I was like, oh, well, this looks pretty cool, I guess. And then, man, let me just go ahead and get to, because the Gundam like flew off into the distance before. So I went too far. It needs to buffer. There we go. So then, yeah, here we go. Now it lands and does everything. Yeah. Okay, here we go. We got the Zeta coming in. Double Zeta. I really wish the Double Zeta had that kind of presence in the game, but sadly they still need to buff it probably another 2 times with the way they're buffing it. And then the new comes in. I wanted to see like some clash with the Sazabi or something with the new coming in like this, but there we are in Ruin City. Oh, that landing is so good. Let's go, dude. But yeah, really cool that when they show this off during the live stream and then it just shoots like that and it ends. Kind of a little cheesy ending. I wish the Vulcans actually shot like that. That made me pretty hyped to see the Vulcans on the thing, but then they're strong, they're not fast. But anyway, now this is pretty cool. You can show your mastery of a suit by taking on challenges. Now the way these work is you select a favorite suit by going into, when you go to actually pick bubble suits and paint them, there'll be a new option. You can select up to 3 different favorite suits, and when you play that suit, you have a chance to opt in for that match, kind of like popping a medal, sort of, to activate challenge mode. So, in this case, if you, say, had a bad team, or team comp, or just somebody that you know is a troll, you don't activate it, and, you know, have a chance. You know, it doesn't automatically activate, and you just have to go with whatever that game is. So, you can choose when to actually compete in these. or compete for these. Not really compete, you're not going against anybody, but try to win these extra medals, and I think they go all the way up to gold or platinum. And the thing is, if you get 15 wins out of 15 is one of the big deals here. The other thing is they have, what is this? Okay, so yeah, you have to have upgraded to level 4 to even do this. So for me, all 3 of my Dawn Barrages is what I picked. And there's things. So this is, I think, wins right here. So 12 out of 14. This is basic. There's ace match. There's one for just everything. Basic ace. I think there might even be target shuffle and stuff. There's so many kills. And you just track your stats. Okay, I guess you are competing technically, because here's a... This looks like you can check your recent... Oh, no, never mind, sorry. This is, you can check your recent 15 battles in your favorite Mobile Suit badge menu, and you can see all of your stats and how you're doing in your recent 15, which is really cool. Then you have, oh, here we go, victory, basic victory, ace victory, rival victory, standard score, assist score, and dealing damage. So the better you do in all of those, and the more you get top score for those, the better these will just be, and then you get different medals that you can show off, I think, in the actual pre-game lobby, right here, yeah. So once you've mastered one, you get a favorite mark, and it'll show off to everybody that you've mastered that suit, essentially. Finally, I hope that if I get that with the Dawn Barrage, that people won't instantly dodge when I'm up around A+ and want to play my best and favorite suit. But yeah, maybe one day, right? There'll probably still be somebody who dodges. I don't know. But here we go. We got the, as long as these are actually challenges and not time-based, because if you just get them over, you know, playing a lot of time and it's like an easy thing to do, then rip. But if this is actually a hard challenge and you have to, like, you know, get the 15 out of 15 in a row and a few things like that, then I think this is very effective as far as, you know, maybe convincing people to let you play the suit you know you're best with. But that's a rant for another day. We got a lot to cover. So here we go. Moving on into the collecting badges, you can also get Haro stuff. So the more badges you collect, the better Haro you get. And I don't know what really effect this has, but and I read through here, and I still can't figure out really what the Haros do, other than you just unlock cool Haros for the Haro collection thing. And for some reason, there's the what we think is the gold and the platinum one kind of blurred out. You get a suit, you get some kind of cosmetic, who knows? But yeah, one day I guess we'll figure that out. As soon as I know, I'll probably mention it in one of the update videos. Moving on though, I think that's everything in this, real quick. Yeah, okay, that's everything. So, moving on to the PvE, we are fighting the Alpha Zero, and it's pretty intense, actually. The overall, it's got a lot more beams and shooty. It has a weird, the thing I don't like about it, its melee is just like a little It just kind of like shoulders you or something. And I was like behind it and got hit. Now, apparently it might spin, but I didn't notice it when it was like doing anything. So maybe it hit me and then it went to my die animation before, but it seems to be instant with almost no warning. Whereas, like, you know, the Quinn Mantha was like, boom, and then just killed you from a mile away because it has super lunge. But yeah, overall, really fun fight. Definitely check it out. Go for the bottom. If you have anything with a heavy attack like Zaku 3 Custom, you can just fly under it solo and just heavy attack it over and over again. I'm probably going to be trying to do support things now, especially since the month rounded over. I'm going to try to get my 3 tokens and see how it does with, say, the mass production Cubalay that just got buffed. I'm pretty hyped about that because the damage on that is great, but it's always had some heat issues, and now I think they might have fixed that. Now, if they add some defense, the mass production Cubalay is going to be gross. Please add some defense, guys, please. Like, you know, either damage control or something like that. But anyway, we have the trial Beyond the Gundam, and play the new or the Jigen, and is it the Rigazi? I can't remember what the other two are, but either way, you can play the new, you go around, just play the new if you're doing it solo. Really easy, just right out the gate, even without parts. Just kill the targets. When they spawn, make sure you kill the targets. Other than that, you're just trying to kill a certain number. Pretty simple this time around, especially with the new. The new feels really good. And then you have, also just notice what is the weakest. and then kind of go after that suit. And then obviously the targets, take out the target. But yeah, then you have the Jaburo defense battle, where, you know, you can just bring in any general, because most everything except for the Zaku, which the Zaku is pretty weak, you can just bring in a general and destroy all the raids. It's pretty much destroy the raid mode right there. It's a lot of fun to get revenge on raids. The Q-Blade was fantastic, and as you can see there, Char shows up, and you can just wreck him with a Q-Blade. Or any general, really. But then we have the, well, then with boss fight, we already talked about that. Hangar update, they added the 4-star stuff, which is kind of awkward, but cool. We got 4-star stuff now. We'll see how that goes. Then unit adjustment stuff, we'll go into that at the end. Then we have the units that they added to just the new suits for people starting. So currently you have the GM Cannon, the Zaku 1, the Zaku 2, the GM Type C Command. I think that's GM Command. Yeah, that's GM Command. Goof, Zaku 2 Kai, Imo Zaku, Gun Cannon, Power GM, Peasant Watch, G3, and now they're adding the Gun Tank Mass Production Type, which is 250 cost, the Gundam Ground Type, which is 300, the Gundam Easy 8, which is 350, Goof Custom, which is 350, and Gelgoog Haimo, oh yeah, right there, Gelgoog Haimo, 450. Now the thing is, Gelgoog Haimo is definitely probably the best out of these to add. Easy 8 still works pretty well at its base cost. Goof Customs is not bad after the buffs. Ground Type I do like, but I mean, I don't know, at this point at 300 I'd probably use the Gun Cannon. But yeah, there's some awkward things with some of these. I really wish they would put one general, one raid, and one support in already for everybody to play up to at least 450. They got a raid and a general now. At least they got a general now. That's the main thing. They should have at least a general for every cost for everybody, because that way you could fit in almost any team comp and people, because you normally only need one raid or one support, maybe 2 supports, 6v6, and that's it. Then they added stuff for training, which I got all excited for because I thought new tokens and stuff, but they just updated them. So instead of having like just the base 100 or 200 cost suits that we're used to seeing in the training stuff, now we have like the G-Line Light, the GM Custom for general, and the full armor Gundam for support. And then for the space stuff, we have the Gelgoog Marine for raid, Gundam for general, and Hyzak Custom for the support in space. I've been looking for this, but clan mission battle with clan members is added. I don't know where this is. For the new clan member who... Oh, that's what it is. Okay, so this is literally just for new people. Mission may not be finished because the update timing is not matching the server. To solve it, you need to re-log in before... I don't know. Okay, maybe this is just for everybody? This is kind of weird. But it says clan mission, right? Yeah. I haven't seen this clan mission. If anybody knows about the clan mission, please let me know, because is it coming next week? Or is it already in? Because I can't figure out where that's at. Maybe I already did it and I just wasn't paying attention and I got it here the other day. But I don't see it on the list of the clan mission stuff, and I thought we were going to maybe have a 4th token every week. Or not? I don't know. That's kind of confusing. But if we do get more tokens of DP, that's cool. I'm just curious. If anybody knows exactly how this is working, or if I've missed it, then hopefully it's next week and we'll see it then. But yeah, if anybody knows, please let me know in the comments. Application data, cool. We've already looked at that. Here we go. We got, is it in this one? The premium stuff. And I'm super hyped because I don't have a Palace Athene. And also yesterday I tried to stream, but it kind of got too late. So I did the 15 costs, or the half off spin for the 72-hour banner that they had up, and I got Azusa. So that's one of the supports that I've been wanting, and there's only one more that I really want, and that's the Palace Athene. I should have my platinum by the 2nd, if not by the 1st period of time in this month, because of all the stuff they're giving out. So hopefully I get first and get some of the stuff here, but I should be getting the Palace, and hopefully you guys do too. Just go in those A win B lose rooms if you have to complete the easy stuff that's easy to complete without having to spend any money. The free boxes and stuff, especially with GBO days coming next week, you should be able to get the Palace and the Dryson for just about everybody Maybe not if you're literally just a new player who just started, because this is one of the things where you have to get your tickets. And if you're a complete new player, you're probably going to actually be getting new stuff rather than tickets. But this is a good time for a lot of this stuff to come through. So good luck to everybody getting the Palestine and the Dryson this month if you are not spending any money. But there is those. I mean, also the Dryson, crazy good suit. That's pretty much going to be the free one-ish for everybody. Again, you have to get enough tickets for that to be free. But yeah, they're giving it out. It's an insane suit. Palestine, I love it at its base cost. I have it on it all at level 3. I've been decimating with it. Now that I've kind of got used to it, I can't wait to bring it into some 550 games. With, you know, stuff having heavy attacks now, I might just play this over my MLRS, even though GBO2 is one of my favorite suits ever. Please buff it. But anyway, moving on, the Georgia, both level 1 and 2 got added to the ticket shop. Now it's already too late by the time of this video, but if you can get it, great suit, 10 out of 10, would recommend. Then we have the Gundam Mark II in at least the level 1. Level 2, maybe not, I don't know. If you have enough tickets where everything's 30% off now, then there you go. I was surprised how cheap it was, but I forgot about the 30% off thing. It was like 100 and something. I was like, what, the Georgia? That's OP for 100 and something? But yeah, can recommend the level 1 for sure. Anyway, Mark II finally added to the DP store. Still a very solid suit. Still does crazy melee damage. Back in the day, we joked that it was the best raid because it did more melee to a support than the Yakushiki did, which was very weird. But yeah, Mark II, still a great suit. Still really strong. They only slapped it on the wrist for its nerf that it got. And honestly, now it's kind of been power crept kind of down, but there's still people who play it really. There's not too much that takes its spot these days, even still. So I would still say it's probably top 5 at its base cost, and then at tier 2, top 10. So I mean, there's a lot of generals out there. So I mean, that's still pretty solid. But anyway, Axaku command type level 3 got added. I don't know what they're gonna do with that suit. It's kind of one of those suits that there's probably some people who new type with it, but for me, it's a cool gimmick. Tackling 50 times, really fun. But yeah. Moving on, we'll talk about the clan stuff here in a minute, just showing the adjustments that they made for bug fixes on the screen now. There was one here that I wanted to point out just because it was like, what? But I couldn't seem to find it right before I started recording. It's something about either the unit. Oh, the missiles were going crazy on that. But yeah, I can't remember. Maybe it was something with the, oh no, those are just descriptions. Okay, anyway, maybe I'm crazy. But yeah, I feel like there was something I pointed out on update night. Moving on into the clan match stuff though, it's kind of odd, it kind of messed up. But I do know that on the 7th, and this should be a late or early morning one, sorry, and we should be back to 5 a.m. instead of the random 3 a.m. that was this Saturday. That was, well, actually at this point, yesterday. So like, that was weird. So we should be back at 5 a.m. Pacific. 700 cost 5v5. I do not remember what map and what else is on there, but yeah, definitely gonna be interesting. If it's an ace match, that's gonna be crazy, because if it is ace, then whew, we're gonna be hitting top scores super easy. I'm really curious to see how it gets to a certain point, if they're ever gonna raise the cap, because if they don't, then it's literally gonna become did S- play against S-, and which one won is going to be like the top 3. So that's going to get really awkward if we keep having these higher cost ones. After that though, we'll go back into a 250. It'll be a 4v4, so that means late night basic match, and that should be on the 15th. So that'll be pretty nice. I'm definitely going to be trying to get in on that. Been a little bit, I've actually missed being on vacation and stuff, and well, yesterday being so early, missed the clan rank. But anyway, moving on into the suit though, have yet to really see any in the wild, but definitely looking forward to seeing this thing and seeing how effective it actually is. It's the GM2 striker, semi-striker. So this is 67, so we'll be opening up to the top 40, so this is a good chance for people to get in there though, at least. And then after that, 68 should be top 100. No, it goes 68, 40, and then the week after. So top 40 though, for a late night one for N8 time, definitely really good. We don't know the symbol art yet, but this is going to only be for the top 100. The next one after that is for all participants, so that'll be cool. Hopefully we get something pretty nice for the all participants. And here we go. Time to get into the patch notes themselves as far as the buffs and nerfs. We have quite a bit to go through, so I'll try to go through this quickly. It did not translate for some reason. Oh, there we go. Hey, there it is. Okay. Let's see. Will these translate now? Can we please? Just real quick. Hey, okay, Arctic base. Basic. There it is. Cool. Okay, moving down this, just kind of going through these really quick just to see what they have here. Hellrider VG. It actually went down in damage here, but the buffs seem to bring it up to just a little above average. Fall against it, it's definitely still a lot faster. Pretty cool that it has a bit more health. It still seems pretty squishy overall though. And the arm beam gun, I really didn't feel that as a support player. Z2, thank goodness they buffed this. It is now just above average, so there we go. Nothing too crazy out of the ordinary here, I don't think. But that was the Garibaldi Alpha getting a buff, seeing a little bit of play there. The Kaplant, definitely feeling good now for sure. Tetra definitely came up a bit, looking good. The FS Zaku 2, that's kind of interesting. That, man, it actually is pretty insane now. I am actually loving the suit. Feels a whole lot better with just the changes, having maneuver armor level 2 and being able to get in there, and having that dodge roll is just insane. Then in support, we had the missile GM Sniper Custom, and it went up, looks like, but still underperforming just by a little bit. I'm curious if it's because of the missiles or how people are playing with it or what, but I've seen it do crazy damage just with people sniping and not really using the missiles at all. The Hama Hama has, let's see, went up to 50%, still underperforming by a little bit, looks like, but that's kind of to be expected. I mean, like at that cost, level 2, it's still falling short for sure. They need to make it shield to shield, please, and again, and every other shield that should be a shield, but anyway. Then they got all these buffs to the parts, which were really cool. You're definitely able to use them now and stuff like the new, so that's really nice to see. Anyway, moving on to the new buffs and nerfs. We got the Gundam Marine type. The Aqua Gundam, the Moist Gundam, it gained accumulation of stagger for its, it adjusted accumulation of stagger for its arm gun, meaning it got nerfed because it is way overperforming right now. Rival win rate being 57%, where the average is 50%. It's not dying as much, it's doing over damage, and it's got a huge win rate. So they're trying to nerf it in its utility, giving it one less way to stagger people. Now you have to hit with the entire clip of the harpoon gun just to stagger somebody, and I am really happy to see this change. But at the same time, it was the only thing that I felt really could compete with the cavalry or even the high gog, and now it feels like it's maybe on par or below. So I don't know, it was kind of nice having something else, especially when it's in water. It definitely performs a lot better. So we'll have to see what this change does, if it will fall out of favor or if it's still really strong, because it still has that beam and it still has its anchor that has a heavy stun, which is always amazing to get any kind of heavy stun in any combo, especially at that low of cost. Then we have the Garibaldi Beta FS, which I thought was in the last patch, but yeah, actually it's in this patch. The Garibaldi Beta FS got a heat rate improvement to 75% for its rifle, and improved the heat rate during focus shooting. I'm guessing that's probably 5%. It was probably like 90, so it's now either 85 or it was 95, and now it's probably, well, actually, I wonder if it was 100. That would be interesting if that's what it was. Either way, it's a bit less, probably about 5% wherever it was. So that's always nice. And then the secondary Garibaldi rifle gained 2 shots, giving it 8 ammo, and the accumulation value of stagger went up. So that's what I definitely felt fighting against one. and it feels a whole lot better now. It definitely felt weird fighting against it as a support. I was like, wait, when could this do this? So yeah, there we go. GM Dominance, looking actually good now. It gained 1,000 health, which it definitely needed. And it gained some damage. We gained some 5% damage for combat correction. 5 speed, going to 130. Turn speed, especially at its cost, which I believe is 400. It's either 400 or 450. No, it's 400. Yeah, that's what it is. Level 1's 400. Heat rate improved to 45%. And the reason being because you would probably shoot it too fast at 55. And it now has a 1 second cooldown, which is also the reason for the actual heat rate being reduced. Then they had the cooldown time reduced to 3 seconds for the box type beam saber, allowing you to combo either way using whatever melee weapon you want to, and just going back and forth, doing the downswing, 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 and just you pick and choose which way you want to do that. And the beam saber itself, though, gaining a buff to 1,850 damage. At that point, I can't remember which one does more damage, but if the box beam saber does more damage, maybe you want to start with that now, so that you can go box into normal beam, back into box. But I don't have the suit, but hopefully that brings that up, because that win rate and everything, and especially the rival win rate, this suit was just getting wrecked. I would see one, I'd be like, free kill, let me go bully that. And as a support, going to 1v1 somebody and just going in, I didn't feel scared to even try to fight this thing in melee. So yeah, definitely needed something on that. Next, we have the Gundam Mark III, which for some reason they didn't translate into English, so that's a little weird. But it gained 1,000 health, it gained 5% damage, I believe is what that is. I don't know what that one is, but either way, the big thing here is the reload was shortened to 12 seconds for its main beam rifle, and the cannons now penetrate. So now not only can you penetrate with the main beam rifle, but with the cannons, so you can get tons of extra damage. And not just that, at level 3, they increase the damage to a flat 1,000, which is pretty big. 120 damage increase. Overall, the suit should feel a whole lot better now damage-wise. It's already performing either better or about average for damage at its first 2 levels, so it should be a whole lot better if you can line those shots up, especially in any maps that have kind of like a tunnel where people gather. Gyalguk Hi-Mo BG is now actually pretty awesome, with its normal beam rifle gaining a buff, and it's going to be the first Gyalguk beam rifle that actually has a better charge time and focus, which 3.5 seconds now. Yes, please do that to them all, or at least as they level or something, because man, does it feel rough charging a Gyalguk beam rifle these days. Then the length where it's on its shoulder, essentially making it a Gyalguk cannon, now has a 95% heat rate rather than 100%, and you can get 2 shots out. Please do this to the cannon. Why does this have it and the cannon doesn't? But anyway, now you have the grenade, you have the main beam rifle, you have this, and you can actually use it multiple times in a short period of time. That is insane. So the cannon now on it is just gross. I've seen this all over the place at 450 games. I definitely haven't got to try it, but I want to so bad. Hopefully that brings it up. I'm really surprised that it was performing this well anyway. The suit was the suit that the team who won the tournament picked to give to everybody, and there is a reason why for it to hold up this long through power creep. Then we have the Goof BD gaining, 1,500 health, and it gained thruster by 5, turn speed by 3, and now the level 2 heat sword has went up by, 60 or 55 damage overall, so that's pretty nice, and that also increases at other higher levels. The Dija getting a buff as well. Also, one comment, I'm kind of surprised to see these numbers are a bit low, but yeah, it kind of makes a little bit of sense. There has been some power creep. Definitely surprised to see it at 300 though, where there hasn't been as much power creep. But yeah, moving on to the Dija though, 19,000 health now, gaining 1,000. At level 1, special cushion went to 2, at level 2 it went to 2, and then at level 3 they gained correction for aircraft fighting. Is that range? Is that range or is that melee? I actually don't know which one that is. Combat correction. Okay, so I'm guessing that's melee increased. Either way, that's a decent amount of damage, being +9. Raid types, we got the BD2 getting some buffs. The main thing here is all the levels got something, and it was mainly different. Thruster and force injector going from 1 and 2, and maneuver armor going from 1 and 2 for levels 1, whereas the force injector stayed the same. Levels 3 and 4, I think already have the maneuver armor, but they gained the force injector too. And then the double beam saber went up by 100 damage. It already slaps, now it's going to hit even harder. So yeah, definitely cool to see that getting a buff and being brought up with the power creep that has happened. It might need a little bit more health. I've still seen them kind of get shredded and destroyed pretty quickly, but this was a high skill cap suit back in the day, so maybe that's it. People have just kind of gotten accustomed to suits that are easier to use, like the what is it? The Halloween suit, the Doulahan. There we go. Then we have, going into supports, we have the Zeta HML. I was really surprised to see this on the list, but the Hyper Mega Launcher gaining accumulation value of stagger. We'll see what that is on the podcast. And the turn rate went up by 3, which is always nice for supports to get turn rate. The arm grenade reloads at 15 seconds rather than 18 now, and the reduced switching time to the beam rifle is really nice. That way you can go ahead and swap and combo a lot easier. So, really surprised it was underperforming that much, but yeah, hopefully now it feels a lot better, get more damage out with those arm grenades. And that's one thing I forget to use is the arm grenades on it, because I'm always either beam swapping and then transforming and flying in. Looks like also the big one here, sorry, my bad. The HML focus time, 2 seconds when transformed. That is big. The big problem is you'd either shoot the beams, shoot your main just normal like Zeta rifle, but then you'd be like, well, I can't do the charge now, it takes too long. So hopefully now you can do all 3 kind of thing, or at least that into the small beams and then transform back and use the rifle. Then we have the mass production Cubalay, which I'm super happy about. I've been saying it needs a bit more defense. Well, it gained 1,500 health. That is nice, but I want utility defense in the form of a skill like damage control or something like that at the very least. Hopefully they do that, but I mean with this buff, this is pretty significant, so I don't know if they will. We got mass production Cubalay beam gun going down to 70% heat rate from 80, and the cannons going from 90 down to 80. This allows you to get more shots out a lot faster, so you can pretty much do beam to beam. I think I was doing arm to cannon or cannon to arm, and doing the sides, then doing 2 shots with the follow so you don't overheat, then going back and just doing the beam to beam immediately. It is so fluid to just spam now. Again, be careful not to overheat because it's very punishing, like 20+ second wait times. But it feels crazy just to go ahead and beam spam. I wish they just added more funnels instead of adding more of these stun beams, but you know, technically probably wouldn't stun with the other funnels, but I just wanted more funnels because it just seemed more par for the course for this suit. Then we gained 300 now, well, not gained, but yeah, well, we gained 50 damage, giving it 300 damage on each funnel for the 8 times pincer funnels. So that's going to be crazy. I've already seen the damage. It's pretty gross. I definitely am going to try this on the boss when I get a chance to go through solo. Then the active cannons again the heat rate went to 80, and they reduced the rigidity time, which is always amazing. Being able to just be like pew swap go instead of being I'm locked in, committed. You know, I really didn't think of it as a commit stance, but that's what Gustav was saying, and yeah, it's really a commit stance now that I thought about it. I've just played support, so it just feels natural to me. But overall, yes, the mass production Cubalay was definitely underperforming as far as in the hands of most people. I felt like it could work a lot better in teams, as we've seen with kind of the clan games and the matches shown off by Sync Wavy, but at the same time in just normal YOLO queue, definitely was underperforming, and people were definitely able to bully it way too easily. But anyway, guys, there we go. There it is. All of that. Another huge video trying to talk about everything else that wasn't in the last one. That we did retread some ground, but I tried to go as fast as possible. Let me know in the comments what you thought about everything that was in this update. This is crazy. I can't wait for the Sazabi. Let me know what you think of the new, if you got it, and what else you got during this. Also, what do you think is going to happen next week? And I still think, just crazy, you know, tinfoil hat, maybe they're going to do something else. It just feels like this is very front-loaded as an anniversary right now, where the first 2 weeks are going to be big, and then the last 2 weeks are going to be like, cool, we're just getting stuff. Like just the hangar event and whatever. I don't know whether they're saving something. I really hope they don't save like a banner to put out where they expect people to pay money, because people are, you know, either spending money now or wasting all the tokens they've saved up now. So hopefully they don't do anything like that. But I do hope they give us something, you know, like more tokens or whatever, if they do give us anything else toward the end, because right now it just feels very front-loaded. And also, what do you think of what they've put into this event, and how does it hold up to last year's anniversary if you were there for that? And what do you think of this event if you've been here for previous events? So yeah, anyway, let me know any of that and all that in the comments down below. But anyway, guys, usual stuff in the description, Twitch, Twitter, Discord, stuff like that. Like, comment, subscribe. But anyway, have a good one. Thanks for watching. Peace!